All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get started here. It's showing 3 o'clock on my computer. So we're going to want to introduce you guys to Kellan Grady, who obviously everybody knows, joined us earlier this week from Davidson. Kellan will be joining us this summer and be eligible in the fall. We'll just go ahead and open up for questions for Kellan. I think you guys know the drill. Use the raised hands feature. We'll get to your questions. Tyler Thompson, we will start with you, and then John Hale.
Hey, Kellan. I'm Tyler Thompson with Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm a class of 2006 Davidson alum. So I just wanted to say welcome to Kentucky. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience at Davidson and how you think it'll help you at Kentucky?
It was a memorable 4 years for me, and filled with some adversity and a lot of enjoyable moments. As a freshman, I was fortunate enough to play a lot of minutes, and we won an Atlantic 10 championship and secured an NCAA bid, which was, kind of an amazing welcome to college experience for me. And then we've been competitive the last 3 years. We've had winning seasons. It's been a complete joy to play for Coach McKillop and compete with my teammates, many of whom are going to be lifelong friends of mine. And I've enjoyed the everyday campus life and just being in Davidson. So it's been, an absolutely enjoyable 4 years, and I couldn't be more grateful to have been able to have gone to Davidson. And as far as preparing me for Kentucky, I've, been coached by one of the best coaches in college basketball, Hall of Fame nominee, who's got over 600 wins and, made it all the way to Elite Eight a couple, 13 years ago now. So he pushed me every day. I know what it's like to be pushed and play in a competitive environment. I think ultimately that will prepare me for, the next step in my college career at Kentucky.
John Hale, go to you, and then John Clay after that.
Kellan, John Hill with the Courier-Journal. I'm curious, what are your memories of that 2018 NCAA tournament game against Kentucky? I imagine at the time you did not imagine yourself playing for the other team, but how eager were you to kind of measure yourself against the NBA kind of talent they have every year?
Yeah, I did not envision that I'd be able to play for Kentucky 4 years later, but it was an awesome experience. It was a humbling experience as a freshman. I think I shot like 4 for 15 that game. I think I was able to get around my point average, but I struggled from the field a little bit. We didn't quite have that exposure to length and athleticism in the Atlantic 10. But I think in the second half, I settled in a little more, and we, as a team, were pretty competitive, and I actually almost came away with a upset victory. But it was just an amazing experience being able to play in the tournament like every kid dreams of, in Boise in front of 15,000 fans, and we were excited for the challenge at the time. Obviously, we thought we had a chance of winning, and thought we had a pretty good scouting report, and were prepared for everything that they were doing at that time. But it was a great experience, and now I'm looking forward to being able to play for Kentucky, not lose to Kentucky.
John Clay, we'll go with you.
Kellan, what was it about Kentucky that stuck out to you that you thought, this is where I want to be?
Well, multiple factors, but most notably, its competitive environment. It's Coach Calipari's track record of really developing players and giving them a really good shot at becoming NBA players, and putting his players in positions to be put in next level type scenarios on the court. It's a very contemporary pro style offense, and from what I've heard and from what I've garnered from other people who've gone through the Kentucky experience, Coach Cal really fights for you and advocates for you for those at the next level, and it's an opportunity to be on a really good team and competitive nationally, and play at the biggest stage, which I think something that I need at this time. And, I'm excited to be able to play in front of over 20,000 fans, hopefully. If the pandemic is in order by then. And just an overall great opportunity at the biggest stage that will challenge me to compete against, the highest level of college basketball on a daily basis. And I think that's what I need right now.
John Wong, we'll go to you.
Hey, Kellan, John Huang, Just the Cats. The Kentucky fan base is arguably one of the most passionate ones around. And a lot of players can find that suffocating. I know Coach Cal says Kentucky's not for everybody, but how did the passion of the fan base, either from a positive or a negative standpoint, affect your decision in wanting to come and play here?
For me, it's exciting. I think it's a privilege and an honor really to be able to play in an environment like Kentucky and be supported by Big Blue Nation and such a ecstatic fan base. I think I think with that much excitement and passion for a team, I'm sure there's it could potentially get overwhelming at times for people, and but I think that's part of making a man's decision and really stepping into a big stage like that. So I'm excited about it overall, and I know Kentucky's fan base is loyal and passionate. And I think that's important for a college athlete to be supported.
Have you talked to somebody like Davion Mintz or even a Nate Sestina or Reed Travis who's gone through the process that you had to kind of see what it's like? Who other than yourself were the most instrumental people in making this decision for you?
I haven't talked to any of those players, although my dad actually went to Bucknell for a couple years before he went to American, and so he has a friend that knew Nate Sestina's experience and said that he enjoyed it. My father was instrumental, my high school coach, and the former director of my AU program, and my AU coach, and I, it took a lot of conversations, and I was trying to be sure that I approached this decision with diligence and detail, and I'm confident wholeheartedly that I made the right decision.
We're going to go with Jerry Tipton next.
Jerry Tipton, Lexington Herald Leader. Kellan, I understand I've read that you're a big Steph Curry fan. I wonder what it is about his game you like and how you might liken your game to his.
Yeah, Steph's been kind of a role model for me and my favorite player since I was watching him when he was at Davidson, starting to the NCAA tournament. But I had the privilege to actually work out with Steph a couple of times when I was at his camp a few summers ago. And beyond his amazing ability on the court, just seeing the way he is dedicated to the game and how he works, something that has inspired me to work with detail and and with precision when I'm trying to work on my game. And his shooting ability, his confidence, I think, is something that is arguably the best in the NBA, and his ability to score at all three levels and make floaters, make shots in the mid range, his in between game, his court vision. I think we all know I could keep going, but I've tried to I'm more with Steph, and what I pay attention to are the little things, how he comes off screens, how he moves without the ball, which are things that I did a lot at Davidson, and that I think I was able to improve on by watching film and studying guys like Steph. So it's been awesome watching his success in the NBA.
Thanks.
John Hale, going to circle back to you.
Kellan, just what's the reception been to your CARE program that you started as you kind of focus on some issues outside of basketball, and what are your visions for that as you make this transition to Kentucky as well?
As far as on Davidson, I was delighted to see the way the campus reacted to it. A lot of students on various teams were supportive of me. trying to figure out ways to do something like-minded or similar. And you know, people from back home in Boston were you know, incredibly supportive too. So the reception overall has been good, and I've been fortunate that people have supported me. And you know, although I haven't really narrowed down the nuts and bolts of what's next in terms of how I'm gonna, you know, utilize Care at Kentucky, and you know, it's a larger platform, which I think benefits when the whole point is to try to have an impact on you know, the younger generation and kids that look up to college athletes. I've said it countless times that I really looked up to college athletes when I was a kid, and you know, these are, you know, social justice and racial equality are real imperative issues. So I think to hear insight and hear college athletes read to kids on the basic concept of equality, I think can hit home with kids in 6th, 7th, 4th, 5th grade. So I look forward to the next steps once we kind of narrow them down.
John Clay, coming back to you.
The newcomers on this past season's team for Kentucky, because of COVID, didn't really get a full summer or full preseason before they started the season. How important do you think is it going to be for you to get that summer and that preseason to get acclimated to the new environment and your new teammates?
I think it will be vital. I think, as you just say, being able to get acclimated to the campus, to you know, a new level of workouts, to a different type of competitive environment. I think you know, the more preparation, the more time we have to get used to each other and to improve, I think will only behoove us in terms of becoming better for the season once the season comes around. So I'm excited that hopefully we'll be able to get together in the summer and work together. I think it will be very important.
And a quick follow-up to that, do you know any of the players on the Kentucky team?
I do not personally, no. I look forward to being able to meet them and compete with them, though.
Kent Spencer, WHS, you go next.
Yeah, Kellan, got on here just a touch late. Was there a specific moment that you knew that this was the spot for you in your talks with John Calipari? And what kind of sold you on that?
I'm not sure I can pinpoint an exact moment where, you know, it was, you know, Kentucky was my, I think my number one choice, invariably throughout the process. But you know, when he and I watched film over Zoom, and he showed me a lot of actions where he envisioned me excelling in past actions, and you know, his emphasis on making plays and playing with freedom, and you know, his belief in me that I can be an NBA player and that he can truly help me get there was very convincing for me, and that meant a lot. And it was very easy for me to tell how genuine he was and how much he cares about his players. And you know, he instills confidence in his players, and that to me is, you know, incredibly important. So it was a combination of great factors that led to my decision.
Guys, we've got about 5 more minutes here with Kellan. John Wong, I'll circle back to you, and then John Hale coming to you again.
Hey, Kellan, what is your first memory of Kentucky basketball? And also, what is your line of study this coming year?
First memory. You know, I'm not sure. I remember, I think it was it Aaron or Andrew, the game-winning shot?
Yeah, Aaron Harrison's.
Aaron, yeah, against, was that to go to the Final Four? I forget how old I was.
Yeah,
then,
that was 2014. So
but, I'm sure. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have a great answer for this, but I've paid attention to Kentucky, like everybody else growing up that idolizes college basketball has done. So I don't have, I can't pinpoint my exact initial memory, but I've always, had paid attention and seen great players and great teams at Kentucky.
and what are you studying this year, or what did you major in at Davidson?
I'm a sociology major here, and I have not decided yet what I'm going to focus on this coming year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
John Hale, go ahead.
Well, there's been a lot of talk here about Cal maybe increasing the emphasis on shooting and the importance of that in the modern game. I'm curious, what did he kind of pitch to you and his vision for the offense? And specifically, what are those things that you think you can do in this system to prove yourself to the NBA?
He certainly harped on their need for improved shooting and scoring this year. And, that's been something I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of at Davidson. And, he's confident in my ability on the ball and making plays and looking to help, improve that for me and put it at another level that will help the team. But, he showed me a lot of off-ball actions that they've done in the past with guys like Tyler Hero, Malik Monk, Jamal Murray. And that's been a part of my game at Davidson in a more system-oriented offense with a lot of off-ball actions and a lot of screening and coming off screens and shooting. And although that's not exclusive to my strengths, I think it's a huge part of what I've done in the last 4 years. And I look forward to being able to do that at Kentucky as well as make plays on the ball and be in ball screen situations. So I think being able to do those things at a high level can put me in a good position to move on to professional ranks.
Guys, I don't have anything else here in the queue. We got another 2 or 3 minutes. If anybody's got anything else for Kellan. Tyler, we'll go back to you.
So Kellan, I talked to one of your coaches, Matt McKillop, yesterday, and he said he was really impressed with how you've worked on your three-point shot over the years, even though it was always pretty good. Can you tell us how it's evolved over the past couple of seasons?
I think along with just the typical spot shooting and getting a lot of reps up, off the catch, as I mentioned, Steph, I've studied players and how they move without the ball and how they use screens. That's something I started to work on a lot. Having proper footwork, getting your body square, coming off screens, and tried to improve the quickness also of my release and shooting off handoffs, which is something that I did a lot more this year and had some success with. And I think, if you're a threat from beyond the three-point line, not just off the catch, but if people have to chase you around and then get ready for your shot, or you're a threat coming off handoffs, I just think it makes it more difficult on the defense. So just being a more well-rounded shooter and being able to make shots in different ways was something I really tried to work on, and credit to our Davidson staff here for putting me in those situations and workouts and practice, and then giving me the confidence to shoot them in games.
David Sisk, do you have a question?
I do. I noticed the Davidson background there. You played for the great Bob McKillop. That's like getting a doctor's degree in basketball. Just kind of tell us how you think that prepares you for, your experience at Kentucky.
Well, as you said, Coach is a great coach, and one of the first things I noticed when I got here as a freshman was how detailed he was, and how much he'll hold you accountable over the little things and the details that just make you more well-rounded and more disciplined as a player, and creates better habits, and those are all things that to be successful at Davidson, you have to be able to do it at a high level. And I think all that will really help me for my next step at Kentucky. And it's been a complete joy playing for Coach McKillop the last 4 years, and I'm just grateful for that opportunity.
John Clay, why don't you finish us off?
Kellan, you mentioned about Coach Calipari and developing players and giving them a shot at the NBA. Is there a particular area that you feel like that you need to develop or you want to develop?
I think there's not a specific area where I think I haven't been able to showcase it all, but I think for me, it's about being more better. It's about being better in all the areas where I have an ability in. I think Coach Calipari can really help me do that. I'm looking to have an even quicker release and be able to shoot even more efficiently, and make plays and going downhill and on the ball more. And those are things that I've done at Davidson, and Coach McKillop put me in situations in those positions. And I think Coach Calipari is going to do the same. And just playing at the highest level and competing against better athletes, more length, I think will only get me a lot better as a player, and hopefully put me in a good position for my future after college.
All right, guys, we're going to end it there. I want to thank Kellan so much for joining us and making time for everyone today. Wish him the best of luck finishing up at Davidson. We will try to have some future opportunities for you guys here in the coming weeks and months, but we'll let you know on that via email as usual. And then we'll get the partial transcript and video up on the Vimeo website here in a bit. So let us know if you guys have anything else. Thanks again, Kellan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.